Khalil Rountree had a gutsy performance even in defeat Saturday night against Alex Pereira. He won the first 2 rounds, dropped the third, and took a massive beating in the 4th round, and Alex got the KO with 28 seconds left in the round. Khalil's face took a lot of trauma, and that's how he looked around a day and a half after the fight. Despite the loss, Rountree was showered with a lot of praise for his performance, and even though his face looked like it was falling off at certain points during the fight, his spirit did not wilt even in the face of a 65-strike onslaught in the 4th round. Rountree may be matched up with Jamahal Hill again, and Pereira wants to take a little break, which is well-deserved. He's fought 3 headlining pay-per-view shows in under 6 months, but when he comes back, he may take on Ankalaev if Ankalaev beats Rakic. Alex Pereira's sister Aline Pereira is going to be fighting in Karate Combat Friday against D. Begley. D. Begley's nickname is D. Begley. Pereira is 5'9", and she has a really long reach at that height at 70 inches. Mauricio Ruffy is going to be taking on Charlie Campbell, UFC 309, November 16th. A lot of people are high on the striking skill of Ruffy, comparing it to Conor in his heyday. He's 10-1. All his fights are victories by knockout, including his UFC debut earlier this year against Jamie Mullarkey. He put on a show in that fight and impressed Dana White. This guy's an absolute beast. One of the best UFC debuts of all time by Mauricio Ruffy. Charlie Campbell's looking to steal that hype. He's won 3 in a row in MMA, and he beat Trevor Peek in April. With the addition of Ruffy versus Campbell to the card, that may have completed UFC 309 because now it's a 13-fight card. The main event is John Jones versus Stipe for the heavyweight title. You also have Oliveira versus Michael Chandler as the co-main event. Bo Nickel, Paul Craig, Jonathan Martinez, Marcus McGee, Mickey Gall versus Ramirez Bramesh, Veronica Hardy versus Eduarda Moura, Viviane Araújo, Karini Silva, Nikita Krylov, Azamat Zakhanov. You got hometown favorite Chris Weidman versus Eric Anders, Jim Miller versus Damon Jackson, Randy Brown versus Carlos Prates, Oban Elliott versus Basil Hafez, and Mauricio Ruffy versus Charlie Campbell. That's 13 fights. They probably won't add more. The most they ever do is 14. Umar Nurmagomedov's manager Ali Abdelaziz says the plan is for Umar to beat Merab, and then after that Umar gives Sean O'Malley a title shot coming off a loss, because I believe Sean O'Malley deserves it. He built the division, he made everybody money, so why not give the guy love for making the 135-pound division as exciting as it is today. He's trying to get his client paid the most, and O'Malley would be the biggest money fight if they do get the belt. Some people, however, may want to see the winner of this fight get the title shot. Jan versus Figueiredo, November 23rd in Macau. It's the 5-round main event. But there are cases where a champion loses his belt and ends up getting a title shot against another fighter with the belt. Most recently, Adesanya lost to Strickland and lost his belt, but ended up getting a title shot against Dricus du Plessis. Prochazka complimented the main event and said, "Back to training, time to evolve." Magomed thinks that Prochazka should drop down to 185. Go to middleweight, my friend. It's getting too dangerous at light heavyweight. A drop down to middleweight is something that Prochazka is contemplating. Ankalaev also seems to believe in the magical forces of Alex Pereira. He's using scripture to combat that. Cast what's in your right hand and it will swallow up what they have made, for they have made it no more than a magic trick, and magicians can never succeed wherever they go. Prochazka believes in the magic of Alex Pereira, so does Adesanya, and perhaps Magomed Ankalaev too. Jan Blachowicz seems to have interest in fighting Jamahal Hill next. That could be a possibility because they have not been matched up in the past, and they are right beside each other in the rankings, number 3 and number 4 in the light heavyweight division, and both guys need a fight, so that could be a possibility. Jan fought Alex last year, and he's not fought since. Since that time, Alex has won 4 title fights. Jan is still bitter about that loss. He felt that he got robbed versus Alex. Joe Rogan thinks that the UFC, instead of investing in the Power Slap League, should invest in a kickboxing league. There would be more of a natural crossover from watching an MMA fight to a kickboxing bout. If the UFC promoted kickboxing events, fans probably wouldn't mind, but they do mind when Power Slap is being promoted. But Dana seems really interested in it and has the money and resources to explore whatever fetishes and fantasies he wants. I respect this guy, though, for not letting Dana White get away with talking some crazy stuff.
This will be bigger than the UFC.
No chance. As an average person that turns on the TV and I watch Power Slam, I'll tell you what I do. I watch match 1, and it's the same. I watch match 2, it's the same. I watch match 3, it's the same. And I watch 4, it's 7. Somebody gets inside the face and they're done. That's it.
Tell me what's the same about each match you watch.
Somebody raises their right hand, they then make direct contact with somebody's face, and then somebody either falls or they don't. That's it.
बजना नहीं है बजना नहीं है हाँ नवा एक्शन
Leon Edwards would like to return before the end of the year. He's ranked number 1 in the welterweight division. Leading candidates for him to fight: Jack Della Maddalena, Sean Brady, and Ian Gary. Out of those three, I'd like to see Jack Della Maddalena and Edwards fight. I think that would be the most exciting fight out of all of these three. Mario Bautista won a split decision over Jose Aldo over the weekend, although it was a controversial decision amongst MMA fans, and it was also a controversial decision amongst MMA media. Half of them had it 29-28 for Bautista, the other half of them had it 29-28 for Aldo. The controversial round is round 3. Aldo was pressed up against the cage for much of that round, but the scoring criteria favors who did more damage in the round. So that metric left fans and media split as to who took that round and who took the fights. Some fans think pressing someone up against the cage should not be considered an advantageous position, and Kevin Lee seems to agree with that position. In MMA, being held against the cage should be considered a neutral position. The guy pressing shouldn't automatically be looked at as the winner of the position. People always say the guy getting pressed doesn't want to be there, but that's flat out not true. I don't see how a 50-50 position is considered to be the dominant one. Judges are doing better with the guard being 50-50 position. Now it's time for them to look at the cage control and understand we don't need refs to step in. We need judges to be competent in what they are looking at. Kevin Lee's coming off a victory last weekend in Lights Out Fighting Championship, and he's fighting next month, November 15th in Gamebred Bare Knuckle MMA. This is a welterweight contest. Rinat Fakhretdinov was Lee's last opponent in the UFC, and he choked him out in 55 seconds. He's supposed to be fighting on the 26th of this month, UFC 308, against Nursultan Ruziboev, but Ruziboev is out, so the UFC needs to find a replacement, which could be tough to fight Fakhretdinov on short notice. Tough to get guys to fight him on a full camp, never mind a couple weeks notice, but he wants to stay on that card in Abu Dhabi on the 26th. Topuria is headlining that card against Holloway. Topuria's been talking a lot about fighting Makhachev, which seems to have irritated Makhachev. All the trash talk has irritated him. He warns Topuria through Match TV, telling them if Topuria keeps acting like this, it may end badly for him. Something may happen. I haven't seen him cross any lines yet, but he needs to focus on his weight class and defend his belt once. This will be the first title defense for Topuria. Let's see if it's a successful one. UFC 310 in Las Vegas on December 7th is added a bantamweight contest between Cody Durden and Joshua Van. That should be a good fight, exciting one. Both guys have looked very dangerous in their past few fights.